Hi, welcome back to the Inside UMSL podcast. I'm your host, Nate, and today I'm joined with Dr. Shu Schiller, Dean of the Ed G. Smith College of Business. Hello, Dr. Shu. How are you?
Thank you so much, Nate. I'm really good.
Yeah, I'm excited to just get to know more about you and what you do.
Yeah, of course. I'm very, very excited. Thank you for this great opportunity.
Oh, you're very welcome. So just to jump off, when someone asks you who is outside of your field or your department what you do, how do you explain that?
I would say in my professional life, I'm the dean of a college of business, and the college is part of a public research institution. And I will probably add that if I have an opportunity to say my personal background is in information systems.
Okay.
So I work with lots of wonderful people in terms of technology, information technology in the business applications.
So if you were to break down information systems for someone like me who doesn't know anything about it, how would you explain working in information systems?
Yeah, that's a very good way to put it, Nate. I would say it's how we use computer technology in the business world, help people to do their jobs better.
That's super cool. Is there something in the being a part of the College of Business, is there something that people would say that, oh, that's surprising that you do, that whenever they join, they're surprised at what happens?
So in my current role as a dean, there may be some surprising aspects. And I would just share one small story. One year, this was last year at our orientation, lots of new students coming into the college. And I was walking with a group of students and talking to one student in particular. And the student asked me, "Oh, so what do you do in the college?" I said, "I'm the dean of the college." And the student said, "Okay, what exactly does that mean?" And I said, "Well, I work to make sure that you and all other students are successful."
Okay.
And so that's how I look at what I do, aside from my research background in my current role. I'm the dean of the college, but truly all the efforts of the college coming together, whether that's research or teaching, we're here for our students to be successful.
So in what specific ways does the Ed G. Smith College of Business help students prepare for success outside of the classroom?
That is a really good question, Nate. Today, as a business school, we can no longer just deliver excellent education.
Yeah.
The excellent education and experience is a must. But in addition to that, what we need to deliver is the professional success. In a very, very plain way to describe this, we're obligated to provide training and resources so our students are job ready when they graduate. All business students should have in-domain or the gainful employment jobs. That's the beginning of their professional career, and the College of Business should prepare them to continue to be successful and grow in their profession. That is a key aim, and that is a big part of our commitment today to work with all business students.
So do you guys provide internship opportunities, or what are the specific ways that you help put them into gainful employment when they're done?
The Ed G. Smith College of Business is very mindful about creating a variety of opportunities. You mentioned internships. Internships is very important. In today's campus recruiting effort, almost all companies hiring students starting by internships, and then internships turn into full-time jobs. Give you a number to demonstrate this. In the College of Business, 70% of students who have completed intern receive full-time job offers at the end of the intern.
Wow.
So today, when we talk about career success, it is how we prepare students to get internships to start with. Some business students will complete multiple internships before they graduate.
Yeah.
And that is throughout the entire college, across all various domains in the College of Business. So the college has a very strong support team that we work with all students. Specifically, we have one full-time staff member whose purpose of that position is to help students to be prepared to get internships, to work for companies and develop that work and the career success down the road.
That's really cool. Are there any specific projects where the Ed G. Smith College of Business's work had a tangible impact on a specific company or the community or the region as a whole?
Yeah, we have a lot of initiatives and projects run throughout the college. When we relate to career and professional success, I want to talk about this one particular project, and that is the RISE Academy, RISE, all capital. This RISE Academy was created last year, and the aim of that RISE Academy is to provide students the preparation outside their classroom time. So this goes back to the previous question you asked. When students learn inside the domain, that's in classroom experience. But there are a lot of competencies and skills cannot be just developed in the classroom context. So therefore, we created RISE Academy, where we pair business students with a mentor. In the first cohort, we successfully graduated 20 mentees, students, and 20 mentors at the same time.
Wow.
The way we operate RISE Academy is very rigorous. All participants, including mentors, so mentees and mentors, had to go through interview process throughout the selection process and complete a leadership competency assessment, which is industry level, gold standard level assessment, participate in monthly engagements, and the monthly engagements are designed with themes. Each month is a different theme, and go through 2 semesters in total.
Wow.
So the program started in September and concluded in May, and we graduated 20 students and 20 mentors. The mentors, I think in a way, they were equally excited as the mentees, right? Because the mentors actually said, wow, we've learned so much about ourselves, right? Even though we're already the practitioners in the industry, but we learned so much about ourselves, and we learned so much from the students. So the RISE Academy continues. This year, we're running the second cohort. Already, we have over 30 students in the second cohort.
Wow.
We're kicking off this program really soon. So the idea of this RISE Academy is how we can come together, prepare our business students to be professionals, right? Open the doors for them to get into the network. Prepare them to be, how do you have communication? How do you solve problems? How do we continue to develop networking skills, right? So they are ready when they graduate. Some students graduated last May, and everybody really praised the RISE Academy.
Wow.
And telling us how much they have grown and how much they have become so confident when they approach the business world.
With an emphasis on also creating new mentors, it seems like leadership is a key component of this. What are some hallmarks of great leadership skills?
So you reminded me of a report I recently read, and Governor Kehoe actually last week, Friday, released a report, and that's the Workforce Challenge Report for the state of Missouri. I remember reading that report talking about how urgent a need we have today, that business need to work with education together to develop the workforce. And the top skills needed is leadership skills. It was rated over 80% by all the participants, and there were over 2,600 participants of that entire study, including business, individuals, students, families, and community members. Altogether rated leadership skills over 80% as the most critical and needed skills for the workforce. I don't believe this is only needed for the state of Missouri. Nate, I think these leadership skills are absolutely needed for every single domain. You know, whether you study business or maybe science, right? We come to this approach, I would call that, is how we collectively, you know, you need to know how to problem solve. We need to know how to communicate effectively. We also need to know, which is very critical, how to work as a team, right? We can accomplish so much by working together. So for College of Business, we're very committed to creating this environment where faculty, staff, all the support system come together so our students can learn the best. Most of the learning is happening in the classrooms in the domain. But in addition to that, right, as part of RISE Academy and many other initiatives that we have today, is to train the students to be able to develop these soft skills. So the soft skills in many ways, right, determine how far they go in the future. Lots of business students, when they enter into the workforce, maybe that's entry level, but many of them will rise, right, and then become leaders in the community, in the organization in the future. So we're being very mindful today so they can be even more successful in the future.
So what are some descriptive qualities of a good leader?
There are many research on that topic, Nate. And for example, communication is crucial.
Okay.
And some of these competencies, you have to be very, very mindfully training them and developing them. Have you heard of the statement, some people are born leaders, right?
Yeah. I've heard
Some
that.
people would say, so-and-so may be a born leader that has the talent, right, to be a leader. I believe the leaders that we see today and we work today, the vast majority of us, we have been trained and we have grown, right, being developed into a leadership role. So the competencies are needed along the time that we continue to exercise the muscles, becoming better of what we do. So as I mentioned before, communication is very crucial. Being able to listen very well, right, and understand what people are really saying, that's very important. Making decision, even without all the necessary information. We always make a decision without all the information, right? You have to be able to make a quick decision or make a critical decision. But I always champion for the last thing I want to mention is a collaboration. In today's business world, I cannot imagine any team, right, without strong players coming together. So then how do an individual contribute to the team? Contribute to that leadership collectively. It's very crucial. One individual can only accomplish so much, right? If we all come together as a strong team, we can go further.
Yeah, I think the phrase is you can go fast alone, but you can go far together.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to making decisions, sometimes it's an extremely complex situation. It's a difficult decision. How do you coach people through navigating leadership in those moments where it's not everything's going great, it's the very difficult decision needs to be made? What's the best way to make that difficult decision?
So in the very classic business education, right, we introduce lots of competencies and skills in management, right, in the marketing, and some traditional fields like accounting, finance, information systems, supply chain. All of these fields, we introduce, many of the topics are case-based. So students need to develop critical thinking skills. Students need to develop creative skills, right? And also the ability to analyze information. I mentioned data analytics before. Analyzing vast majority of that information presented to you. And decision making is very, very critical. There are lots of different models for decision making, even from a decision science, right? Decision science is a scientific domain to teach people how to make better decisions.
Interesting.
But in our daily life, whether that's a business decision or personal decision, we have some similar approach. You gather all the information you can, right? And then you try to make the well-informed decision. And depending on the urgency, you may have lots of time, you may not have a lot of time. So business students are exercising all these muscles through their training, through the curriculum, through case studies. And one key thing I want to point out, the A.G. Smith College Business does very well. It is very, very real world learning.
Okay.
And this is crucial because while we say we want to educate our business students to be the leaders in the future, one best way to do that is to bring the real world scenario into the classroom.
Interesting.
So whether that's a class project or it's a capstone, right? Or it's a sponsored, let's say, a case study by a company coming into the classroom. The idea is, here is a real life scenario. This is the business challenge we have, right? Students will be working as a team or individually, analyze all the information and come up with a solution, and then present that solution to the business leaders and say, hey, this is what we think, and let's see how we can implement some of these ideas. And we do that over and over again. Lots of business curriculum today, right, would require either we call that practicum, a capstone, or a similar experiential learning that students can actually exercise what they have learned, but put everything in the real world scenario. That helps the students to think about how they make decisions that would be most relevant to the business practitioners.
That's super fascinating. Now, your own specific leadership style, because you're the dean, where did you kind of get your leadership influence from?
Well, by making lots of mistakes and learning from them. Yeah, I think it's probably a journey lots of people would have experienced when you go through. In my mind, Nate, I don't think leadership is defined by any title. Everyone is a leader. When you have the ability to influence others, you are a leader. It has nothing to do with the title. I want to encourage my students, and I say this often, whatever you do today, right, the passion behind your work drives you, and there's a purpose for you to try to achieve a goal, right? And the goal usually is exactly you're trying to make a good influence to the individuals surrounding you, to a team that you're working with, whether that's in your professional life or your personal life. Our communities that we're serving today, right? Lots of that is also our personal passion, right? Where we serve, how we show up, who we're interacting with. So for me, that journey has been many years. If I look back, I think most valuable thing that I've learned is truly by making those mistakes and reflecting on them and say, you know what? Hey, I learned something valuable and next time I can do it better. There's a lot of common sense. But the most important thing for me in the way that I do or what I do, I think it's the commitment to support our students to be successful. The purpose of my life, right, in this role is to work with my team all together and have some clear objectives that we know we're going to achieve. And then collectively, right, invest our effort, invest our resource, and to achieve that goal. And I will tell you, Nate, the goal will always be something related to student success.
Awesome.
That is always our common ground. We will never deviate from that.
That's really awesome. I like that. So what is it you love most about being here at UMSL and St. Louis at large?
Oh my goodness. St. Louis is such a very exciting city. I have been here for a year and a half, and I'm still learning a lot about the city. I want to say I love the community. There has a very, very vibrant culture and different groups getting together. I love the nature. I love the art. I love music. And I think St. Louis has so much to offer. I have to say, the nature-wise, I have visited the botanical garden. That's absolutely beautiful. I have to say, I love the zoo. And one secret is every time I go to the zoo, I have to take that train. Just like a little kid, right? Enjoying that. And I absolutely love the forest, the park, right? All these nature. But more than everything is the people. And this is where the joy of my life and my professional life comes in place. It's by working with lots of people like you, like many others in the community, whether there's a direct connection with UMSL or not. You know, UMSL is here for our region. The university is a major contributor to the region's workforce.
Wow.
The Edgy Smith College of Business today has over 30,000 alumni. 23,000 of our alumni live and work in St. Louis.
Wow, really?
23,000 in St. Louis.
Wow.
Yes, and that is a really strong foundation, right? Our job is to serve our students, yes, absolutely, but also serve our community. And if you are familiar with this region, coming to this county, right, St. Louis County and the area, you can see very clearly why UMSL is right here and why we're so committed to developing the region. The UMSL campus is going through this amazing Transform UMSL projects. The North Campus will very soon be all finished constructions,
Yeah.
new spaces for students, and will become this hub for academics on the North Campus. The South Campus will continue to be developed for workforce,
Yeah.
for lots of individuals to be engaged with companies, live, play, work, right? That kind of environment. But collectively, College of Business is one of the colleges on campus that we will all the time will say to continue UMSL's mission, we transform lives. This is how we transform lives. So for me, whether that's St. Louis as a city or metropolitan area or UMSL, it's about connecting our people, serving our students, and serving our community.
That's awesome.
Super exciting.
Yeah, I really love that. Now, the last question I have is if you have a free weekend in St. Louis, you've got no work, no obligations, Friday night to Sunday night, what are you doing?
Wow. It has not happened yet. Okay. A free weekend.
Yeah. You get all Friday night, all Saturday, and all Sunday. And we can even cancel out the Sunday scaries. You won't even get those.
My goodness. Yeah. I would want to spend some time outside.
Yeah.
I would want to visit the some parks, right?
Yeah.
Maybe hike. I haven't got the chance to do that. I would want to go to the St. Louis Symphony.
That's awesome.
I have a tour coming up very soon, which I'm very excited about. On Friday, I will be able to have a very unique tour to St. Louis Symphony, which
That's so
just
cool.
finished the renovation. I would want to visit the Museum of Art
Yeah.
and to appreciate the creativity. But more than anything, this one thing very important to me that I have not got the chance to do, I'd like to identify a nonprofit in St. Louis and volunteer for a day or a weekend. So recently, I just started a conversation with this one organization, one of the many, right? So for example, one of my staff members who is on the G. Smith College Business team introduced me to this organization. It's called All Hands on Deck. That provides meals, prepares meals, right, for people who are not able to have a meal. So the mission of that is probably similar to the food bank, which I worked before. And I would love to identify at least the one nonprofit, a place where I can connect to my passion, that I can connect my purpose with their purpose and volunteer, whether that's a Saturday or over the weekend, to be part of that effort, to have something meaningful, right, collectively with a team, to make someone's day better or provide things that people would need, to share some kindness. And I think that will go a very long way if all the individuals can come together and do more of that. I would love to do that, Nate. I still haven't got the time to do it, but I think it's coming very close.
I like that. I like that so much. Is there anything more that you'd like to share with us?
I would love to add some call to actions to our audience who's listening to this podcast. I appreciate the opportunity for people to listen about at G. Smith College of Business, what we do and our purpose. I would say if you're listening to this podcast, whether you're alumni of our college or alumni of UMSL, or a family member or a student, or simply friends, right? Families who are connected with us, please find out more about the college. We have a really good website that we constantly share information about the college, but we also have a really good venue for people to get engaged. On the college's website, we have a calendar of engagement. Cool. It lists all the significant events of the college, whether that's a career conference, whether that's a CyberCon coming up, whether that's our Entrepreneur Innovation Center who's calling for student pitch fest and pitch competition, or the founders to be involved. We have so many opportunities for people to get engaged. But more than anything, I would ask that if anyone who's listening to this podcast, you had a connection with UMSL and especially the college, please share the good news. We are named college today as the Ed G. Smith College of Business. We have 23,000 alumni living and working in St. Louis, and our students continue to be successful, to grow into these leadership positions in the community. The college has so much excellence and success that we are asking you, the listeners, to help us spreading out the good news. Tell everybody that you know about Edgy Smith College Business.
Yeah.
Letting others know that we're always here for our community. And I personally would be very, very happy to get connected. I tell this to all the families who are visiting our campus. If they are looking for a prospective college student, I would say, I'd be very happy to give you a VIP tour. If you contact me, that's my commitment. So I would tell the listeners, if you're interested, contact me directly.
Yeah.
I'm happy to show you our beautiful place, introduce you to our wonderful people, and tell you in person how successful we can be if we work together.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. This was
Okay.
such a pleasant conversation.
All right, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.